What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to talk about something that you guys have been asking me about for a little bit, and that's kind of how I was using Darth Bane in 5v5. Something I'm calling the rule of 5. I got the 5 guys head on just because we're talking about the rule of 5, but this season I did use Darth Bane on defense, and I kind of want to talk about the team a little bit. This is the team I use, and we're gonna go to .gg and kind of look over the results and kind of break down like the future of this character, in my opinion. And like, I think he's very defense viable. Like, I know a lot of people are using him on offense to kill Leia and Rey, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that you know, you got to do what you got to do. In GAC, obviously in TW, I think everyone's using him on offense right now, just because of it's an easy counter. Most of the time it just goes on offense, but as you guys well know, we don't really like easy here on this channel. So or if you watch any of my GACs, it's never easy. But I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of this guy. I did not think I was gonna like him as much as I did, to the point where I'm actually gonna invest more in this team. I want to get more relics on this team, take advantage of the stat boost he gets when Sith die. But it's just a really good lead. No Omis. I'm really considering some Omicrons here. Like, I really am, because you guys know I don't do GSC Omicrons, but man, I'm really considering these two just to boost him up, just to make him that much harder to kill on defense. I'm so much to the point where I'm actually like I really wish I had this guy up and running. I mean, oh my god, he would be a nightmare on this team. But let's go ahead and go over to .gg. Let's look at the results from the past 5v5 season, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts, and then we'll go into the team on why I have each character there, because these aren't just like leftovers. Like, everyone had a specific role. I think it worked out pretty well. Okay, so we'll go over my history real quick. This person did not attack, so we don't need to look there. Let's look for my Bane. Where's my Bane at? Bane. Where is he? All the way down. Okay, so he threw Sith Eternal Emperor at it with Watt and armor and set. I do have the Bane Cron. I got a lot of health on it, a lot of protection, and then he's using his Cron. But it drew C, so in my opinion, I think that's good. I think that's pretty good. It drew out a GL. I think most people are going to throw a Galactic Legend in it because there's not a lot of data. No one's putting Bane on defense right now. And I was always changing the mods every week on this team. I didn't really have the mods that optimal for each character. But so we got C on the first battle. Let's go to the second one. I lost this one because TB broke the game and I couldn't get into GAC. So it was really unfortunate because he only cleared one zone, and I could have had it. So another Sith Eternal Emperor. So, you know, if you don't know what to use, I guess you use C at something. But he lost, and I'm thinking what happened here, guys, is obviously we have set with the pre-taunt. But the link probably broke, is what I'm thinking. The link probably broke. He probably linked Set, and then he also linked Bane. Link broke, and I don't know, like, yeah, he lost. I mean, it's kind of crazy. And then he threw a Triad at Gear 12, probably with the Omi, and also another Gear 12 Nihilus. This one lost, threw Star Killer at it, cleaned up the sides. You know, this one was a full relic team, and then he soloed Wampa versus Bane. I can see this happening. If there's just a solo Bane on defense, Wampa could probably clean it up pretty well. I mean, only R3 too, which is kind of sad to my R7. Okay, let's go to the next week. Let's see, right here, SLKR. So obviously SLKR currently has like a really good Datacron set. He might start showing up on defense. But 52 banners against SLKR. I mean, again, it drew out a GL. He got pretty bad banners for it too, in my opinion. So I think that's kind of a win for me. We can go this round. Oh, this is the one where I completely shot the bed. That was funny. Again, another Sith Eternal Emperor. A little bit better banners. I mean, he got full health, full protection on C, which makes me wonder if he even ulted. He probably ulted, but you know, full banners, good for him, on C at least. But yeah, we drew out another Galactic Legend. If we go down here, another C battle. This one he quit. So I'm not sure what happened. Maybe Armorer died before Armor can give stacks of Beskar armor to C, and he just said, you know, F it, I'm not going to do this battle, it's not going to work. And that's all that happened. If we go over to the last week, let's see, where is it at? Sith Eternal Emperor, a little bit better on the banners, 56, but I mean, we're still drawing out a Galactic Legend, and a lot of people save Galactic Legends for, you know, a much larger threat, in my opinion. I mean, we don't have, it's not like we have DR, Basti or Malik. It's not like I'm putting two teams together, you know what I mean? Because Bane is kind of his own team, right? Like, that's the one thing I wanted to do with this team. I didn't want to make it like a value team for my opponent. I didn't want my opponent to believe like, oh, I'm killing two teams with my one. That's why I chose these Sith specifically, because, you know, if I put C there, it's like, oh, I'm putting C and Bane together, and they're probably just going to get killed by one team. So that's kind of the tricky thing with some of these defensive teams, is like, you don't want to make it too much of a threat, and you also don't want to put too much value into your defense, where your opponent is killing two of your teams, or if it's too big of a threat, it's gonna pull a Galactic Legend or something like that. Like, I mean, obviously Bane is a threat, right? Like, Bane is good. He has a Datacron now, so he's really good. I just don't know if it warrants SLKR or C. Obviously, we don't know what, like, does well against it, because nobody's setting it right now. But it's pulling right now. It's pulling a GL. So, in my opinion, I feel like I'm the one walking away with more value in this fight, just because they're using SLKR, which they could use on any of my GLs, which, as you guys know, I usually set anywhere from 6 to 8 GLs on defense. So I'm pulling one of their tools away to fight something that we just kind of don't know about. Let's go to round 2. Where is Bane? Pulled, same thing, guys. And you know what the thing is? This may be a case of, like, people looking at my history and saying, how did they clear Bane? I don't really scout that much, because I just don't put a lot of effort into GAC. But this might be, you know, what are people beating on Bane? And maybe I'm the only one setting this exact comp, so all the data beating my team is all the data that's on .gg right now. So another Sith Eternal Emperor with Watt, Armorer, and Set. So, you know, it would be nice to figure out how to counter this team and make it play a little bit better. Obviously, when we got the hold, that's just because I think the link broke. But 55 banners and we're pulling C, I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad. Should have won this round. I totally messed up on offense. I forgot to save one team, but it's all right. Okay, so the Sith Triumphant. Actually, I want to see how many Omis he has on this team. So let's go to my opponent's roster real quick, and let's just in perspective, I want to see what that team was, because I'm not a fan of it not showing the Omis for offense. So he had Savage Omi and he had the Traya Omi. Okay, so let's go back to history. All right, so you have the Traya and Savage Omi. That way we have context for what we're looking at here. So this clearly didn't work. Almost 3 minutes too, which is kind of a long fight for Traya, because usually they just kind of go in and just smoke people. And then what did he use next on it? He used Sith Empire. Sith Empire looks like it beat it up pretty well. Who were we missing? We were just missing our pre-taunt. Yeah, we were missing our pre-taunt. Maybe Sith Empire beats it, because if he was able to do this, he timed down on purpose, by the way, too, guys. Most of the time when you have 2 or 3 attempts on a battle, it's better just to time it out, because you're not going to lose any more banners at this point. That way you can go in and get full banners, you know, because if he would have beaten this, he probably would have had like 30 something, less than 35 banners, right? Because he's missing a character, he's missing protection, health on a lot of people, so he would have missed a lot of banners. So I'm assuming that's what happened, because I just don't see how you don't kill Malik when he's that low. Maybe he did timeout, maybe, I don't know, but knowing my opponent, he probably timed it on purpose to get better banners. But yeah, so it's pulling good stuff. I would say in this case, my opponent probably is on par with value because he did not use a Galactic Legend to beat Bane. Okay, so I want to talk about why each character is here. Set, we just have Set here for the pre-taunt. Malik's just a pain, and I feel like you don't need Malik on the Sith Empire team, especially if you're taking Sith Empire on offense, which I'm kind of doing just from now on, just because Cal Kestis exists. Talon's really good. She's one I might invest more for the Bane team. The fact that her unique adds extra health, extra speed, and extra offense to all Sith is like exactly what Bane wants. Yeah, I don't know. And then Marauder's here because ironically, there's actually a lot of synergy between Marauder and the current Datacron and Bane's kit. So Bane, I think it's his second special. He puts a bunch of buffs out. Let's take a look at that real quick. He puts a bunch of buffs out on the Sith. Yeah, so they get defense pen up, health steal up, offense up, and speed up. Okay. And then if we go over to his Datacron real quick, there's even more buffs on the Datacron. So, let's see if I can make the text a little easier for you guys to read. Darth Bane. Okay, that's probably worse. Okay, PC client, right? So we get accuracy up, advantage, and then health steal up again. So that one kind of overlaps. So we got 6 buffs going out, pretty much when Bane's taking a turn. Why is that important? Why are buffs important for Marauder? It's important because, well, Marauder likes it when you have a lot of buffs. Let's go to this review. It's a little better. Okay, jeez, so hard to navigate sometimes. So we got 6 buffs, right? And that's just through Bane and the Datacron, not counting anyone else that you know, is putting buffs out on the team or our opponent's team. So he has 10% defense, 10% health steal, 10% tenacity for each buff on all characters. So if all those buffs are going out, he's going to be really annoying and really thick to deal with. I don't have him modded for this team. I just kind of have like ship mods on him. But with the amount of buffs that go out, he's kind of good. And then obviously his crit chance, offense, and potency stack for each debuff on everybody. I kind of like Marauder here, guys. I really do. I mean, I think Savage Omi would be nuts on this team, like absolutely just bonkers. But again, if you guys looked at my data, we are already pulling Galactic Legends. So it kind of raises the question on if you put the Savage Omi on this team, like, do you win those fights? You know what I mean? Like, are you going to be winning against, you know, are you going to hold against SLKRC? And the answer is probably not. So again, like, and that's the thing, maybe I can convince my opponents, or, you know, people can learn about counters for Bane, and then people can try to see, you know, use a sub-galactic legend counter to try and one-shot this team. You could probably take it apart in 2-3 hits like my last opponent did. But that's obviously not very efficient banner-wise. But like I said, there's always that balance of not creating value for your opponent when they beat a team, but also not becoming a big enough threat where they automatically just push the Galactic Legend button. You know what I mean? Like, they just throw a GL at it and then just forget about it. But again, like I said, I am a very defense-heavy player, so if I can pull a GL away from you know, one of my other GLs, I think that's a win for me. I think I'm the one walking away with more value, and that's kind of how I play GAC. You know, I wish I put more effort into it, but yeah, I'm always looking for value on defense. But again, I think it performed really well. I mean, I didn't see anything like Bad Batch walking over. I didn't see anything like Grievous taking it out. So again, it's new. There's not a lot of data on it, so people just threw Galactic Legends at it. You might just, you know, be watching this video and saying, wow, this guy's a complete idiot. CLS can counter this team, or Ewoks, or something like that. And then I'd be like, okay, yeah, then maybe we have to consider bumping up the threat level with, like, the Savage Omi to start pulling those GLs again. But I think this might be the future of the character. I am, like I said, I am kind of shocked how much I really like Bane. I'm a big fan of this kit, and I don't see myself ever really taking him on offense. I know that kind of comes as a shock for most people, just because, like I said, he's so easy on offense, and it's full banners. It's just like autoable right now, against Rey, against Leia, everything. But I when I read this kit, guys, it just reads like a General Grievous kit, where it's just like, you know, you're gonna be losing banners no matter what when you fight this guy. And you know, I'm not always the type of guy that counts every banner, just because I never plan on full clearing in GAC, and I always assume my opponent's not going to full clear. But for those of you that are like, you know, in the top, like, you know, couple hundred of GAC, this might be an option to throw your opponent off. If they don't use a GL, or even if they do use a GL, as you saw in all the data we looked at, they're not getting full banners. They are bleeding. And in Territory Wars, bleed is what makes you win. Like, that is gold right there. You can get 20s all day if you want in TW, but if your opponent's not bleeding, you're not doing it correctly. Like I said, obviously in TW, he's just on offense right now because TW, there's just way too many variables, and if it's easy, it's on offense, just because you got 50 people you got to deal with. But man, I'm really curious to see the future of this guy's kit and kind of like where he goes in terms of like defense viability. Next 5v5, I'm probably going to keep setting him with his Datacron. His Datacron's very good right now. But the 15% health and protection, I mean, my God, like, I really want to set him with that. I really do, just because the whole siphoning out of health, like, this guy, I don't know, he kind of reminds me also of Lord Vader, because I feel like there's never going to be a Datacron set where he's going to be bad. He's just one of those characters where it's like, if you just give him stats, extra health, extra protection, extra offense, potency, whatever, he's going to be good. So yeah, he kind of falls in that category of Lord Vader as like a stat fiend. Obviously, like I said, it's very new. There could be some easy counters to it, but if there's easier counters to it, we can always adjust. We can rotate the amount of Sith we have on the team. We can rotate, you know, the amount of tanks. Maybe we have to apply some Omis. Like I said, I don't do GAC Omis. I might, because I really like this guy. I really like his kit, and I think it's a really cool team on defense, guys. So yeah, there you go. That's the rule of 5. Yeah, I can't wait for 5-5 to come back. Coming up with 3s, though, I'm more than likely I'm probably going to play some on defense. And you guys are probably all face-palming right now, because you should be. But, yeah, I'm probably going to play some in 3s on defense. I'm not sure who with. But again, if it pulls a GL, it pulls a GL. Like, that's kind of good. I feel like that's a better trade. I'd rather my opponent spend a GL than me spend a character getting rid of one of their GLs. Because I could always just get rid of one of their GLs a different way. But they're the ones spending it. So yeah, I'll probably set them in 3s. Not sure who it's going to be with. Off the top of my head, I mean, like I said, probably going to have a pre-taunt in there. So maybe it's just going to be Malik and Set. I don't know. Malik, Set, or Malik and Talon, I don't know. So we'll see. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I should have some more content coming out next week. I do believe the Council podcast, it got delayed a little bit, so I think we're going to be doing that on Monday. So hopefully, depending on how late that goes, that might go out Monday, might go out Tuesday, but we should have content for you guys next week, and plus it's GAC. And as always, have a good weekend, guys, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.